In this video, we're going to learn the basics of using Excel. By the end of the video, you'll have a solid foundation in Excel. Let's get started. Microsoft Excel is a popular spreadsheet software that helps you to organize, analyze, and present data easily. Excel can be your go-to tool for various tasks like data entry, budgeting, tracking expenses, and more. In this video, I'll use MS Excel 2021, but don't worry if you have a different version. The features I'll cover are mostly available in other versions too. The Start screen is the initial screen you see when you open Excel. It provides easy access to essential commands for getting started with your spreadsheet. On this screen, you can create a new blank workbook from scratch. Alternatively, you can save time and effort by using these pre-designed templates. However, to gain a comprehensive understanding of Excel, we'll begin with a blank workbook. Let's take a moment to understand the layout of Excel. At the top of the screen, you'll see the ribbon. It's divided into tabs representing different areas of functionality like Home, Insert, and more. Each tab contains groups of related commands. In some tab groups, you'll notice a launcher button. It opens up advanced options and settings for that specific group. In the top right corner of the ribbon, there's an arrow icon. Clicking it lets you customize the ribbon's layout. You can choose to hide or show it according to your preference. The top strip of the Excel window is called the title bar. It displays important options and information. First, we have the Quick Access toolbar. It gives you quick access to frequently used commands like Save, Undo and Redo, and Mouse/Touch modes. You can even add more commands by clicking and selecting from the menu. Here, Excel displays the name of the current file you are working on, which is currently labeled as Book 1. Next, we have the search bar. It allows you to search for commands, help content, and more. Excel is a powerful tool for working with data, and at the core of it all is the spreadsheet. It's like a grid with rows and columns, where you can work with your data. Columns are vertical groups of cells that run from top to bottom. You can easily identify them by the letters at the top, starting from A and going through the alphabet. Columns help organize related data, like a list of names. Rows, on the other hand, are horizontal groups of cells that go from left to right. You can identify them by the numbers on the left side, starting from 1 and going downward. Rows are useful for categorizing data or grouping related information. When a row and column intersect, you get a cell. Each cell has a unique identifier known as a cell reference. For example, the cell where column B and row 3 meet is called B3, which you can see in the name box. To enter data into a cell, you can simply type directly into it or use the formula bar at the top of the screen. Now, let's talk about ranges. A range is a group of cells that you select together. It allows you to perform actions on multiple cells at once, like formatting, sorting, or calculations, which we'll cover later in the video. To select a range, simply click and drag your mouse over the desired cells. Alternatively, you can also select a range using the name box. If you want to select cells from B3 to D6, you can simply enter B3:D6 in the name box. This can be especially useful when working with large spreadsheets with numerous cells and ranges. In the bottom left corner, there's a tab called Worksheet or simply Sheet. An Excel file is called Workbook. Within a workbook, you can have one or more worksheets. Think of each worksheet as a separate sheet of paper within the workbook. Currently, we're on Sheet 1. If you want to add a new sheet, simply click on the plus icon. To rename a sheet, just double-click on its tab and type in a new name. If you want to move a sheet, click and drag its tab to the desired location. And if you have a sheet you no longer need, you can delete it by right-clicking on the tab and selecting Delete. For a better view of your Excel interface, you'll find a zoom function in the bottom right corner. To zoom in, click the plus icon, and to zoom out, click the minus icon. Alright, let's jump into data entry. Data entry is simply the act of entering or adding data into the cells of an Excel worksheet. To enter data, simply select the cell where you want to input the information and start typing. Once you've entered the data, you can press the Enter key to move to the cell below, or use Shift plus Enter to go to the cell above. To move to the next cell on the right, you can use the Tab key. If you want to go to the cell on the left, use Shift plus Tab. These shortcuts can save you a lot of time when entering data. You can also navigate through the spreadsheet by using the arrow keys on your keyboard, or simply click on a specific cell with your mouse. For this video, I'm going to create a practice table for my personal budget tracking. However, you can come up with your own table ideas to suit your needs. Now, let's say I want to change the word budget to budget tracker in the table. If I simply select the cell and start typing, it will overwrite the existing text, which I don't want. This time, I'll simply double-click on the cell, and as you can see now it's in editing mode. All I have to do is type in tracker, and it will be added to the cell. So, that's the difference between entering data in a cell and editing the data within a cell. Now let's add the table data. You might have noticed that the text of this cell doesn't fit properly and extends into the neighboring cell, but it's in one cell. When I enter data into the next cell, the rest of the title in the previous cell gets cut off and isn't visible anymore. To fix this, we can adjust the column width. Simply position your mouse cursor on the right border of the column header, click, and drag the border left or right to increase or decrease the column width. Alternatively, you can quickly adjust the column width by double-clicking the column header. This will automatically fit the column width, which is quite handy. Let me enter the remaining data. Now, we face a similar issue. This time, we'll adjust all the column sizes at once. Start by selecting the range of columns. Click on the column letter of the first column, hold the mouse button, and drag across the desired columns. Once the columns are selected, move your cursor to any border between the selected columns and drag it to the right. As you resize one column, all the columns within the selected range will resize proportionally, ensuring they have the same width. To automatically adjust the column widths based on their content, select the range and double-click any border. You may notice that the columns' widths are not the same. Excel automatically resizes them based on the width of the content within the cells. The same goes for rows. You can manually resize a row by clicking and dragging its bottom border. Alternatively, double-clicking the border will automatically fit the row height, and also resizing all at once. As you can see, I've created a budget tracker, but it doesn't look visually appealing and can be confusing. Let's format this data for better understanding. To make the text visually appealing, let's start by changing the font for the table title. We want it to stand out from the rest. First, select the cell, go to the Home tab, and in the font group, click on the Font command. From the drop-down menu, choose a different font. I think Arial would be fine. You can also adjust the font size to make it bigger or smaller. Alternatively, use the provided shortcuts to quickly resize the font. For emphasis, you can make the text bold, italic, or underlined. In this case, bold should be enough, so I'll deselect the other two options. To clearly separate the cells, you can apply borders to the table. Select the cells or range where you want to add borders. Here, you can choose to add a bottom border, top border, borders on sides, and all borders. At this point, you can also use pre-designed styles from the Style group in the Cell Styles section. We have different styles to choose from. Let's go with Heading 1. Alternatively, you can also fill the cells with color using the Fill Color command. Simply select the range of cells you want to apply the color to and choose the desired color. As we discussed earlier in the video, applying formatting to multiple cells or a range at once saves time and effort. This is why ranges are important in Excel. Lastly, let's change the font color to something bright for better visibility. I think white is right. Now, I'm going to bold the header row. To do this, I'll select the entire row by clicking on the row number. Once the row is selected, I can apply formatting to the entire row at once. I can italicize it, make it bigger, change the font color, and more. However, to keep it simple, I'll just go with the bold option. The same goes for columns. Alright, let's talk about aligning cells in our table. Let me show you a clear demonstration. Check out this cell. Currently, the number in the cell is aligned at the bottom right corner, but we have other alignment options available too. To change the alignment, select the cell and go to the Alignment group. In this first section, you'll discover additional options to align your number or text. You can align it to the top or middle, as well as left or center. Let's align the rest of the table too, for consistency. Another useful feature is called wrap text. It's perfect when you want to keep the columns narrow but still want the text to be visible. With wrap text, the text automatically adjusts to fit within the cell's width and wraps to multiple lines. Wrapping text comes in handy when you have long sentences, paragraphs, or notes that you want to include. Now, let's undo all the changes and go back to the original state. Another important alignment command is Merge and Center. We'll use this on the table's title. Simply select the cells for the title and apply the Merge and Center command. Basically, Merge and Center command combines multiple cells into one, making it look like a single cell. This can make your worksheet appear more visually appealing and organized. To unmerge the cells and revert to their original form, select the merged cell and click on the Merge and Center command again. I'll undo this change. Now that we've made our table visually appealing with different formatting options, let's make the data more functional and meaningful. Excel is well known for its calculation and automation capabilities. Let's calculate the table data. To calculate the total budget, we'll use the AutoSum function. Just select the cell where you want the total budget to appear, then go to the Editing group and click on AutoSum. Excel will automatically detect the range of numbers. If you're happy with the selection, simply press Enter to see the calculated result. If you change or clear the data in the range, Excel will automatically update the total sum for you. This means your calculations are now automated, which makes Excel a must-have tool. Alright, let's give this section a name and make it look consistent with our table. We can use the Format Painter tool to quickly copy formatting options from another cell or range. For instance, let's say you want to use the formatting from the header row. Then, simply click on the Format Painter. After that, select the cells where you want to apply the formatting. Excel will instantly copy the formatting styles for you, saving you time and effort. To make the numbers more understandable, let's apply the $sign to them. This symbolizes that the numbers represent a monetary value in dollars. If you're working with other currencies, you can explore different options by clicking on the drop-down arrow. Our table is now complete. If we want to add more entries to our table, we can easily insert new rows. Just select the row above which you want to insert the new one, and click on the Insert option in the Cells group. A new row will appear above the selected one. We can also add new columns in the same way. To delete a row or column, select it and click on the Delete command. And lastly, we have the Find feature. When working with large spreadsheets, you can use the Find option to search for specific information. Simply press Ctrl+F. Then, in the search field, type the text or value you're looking for, and click on the Find Next button. Excel will find and highlight the results for you. And that's it. In this video, we learned the basics of Microsoft Excel. We explored how to enter data, make it look nice with formatting, do calculation, and keep things organized. These are the key skills you need to use Excel for many different purposes.